so much, and really the products of Seacret are changing lives, and they're not just and we have a lot of testimonies about products that how it's changed our life, how these Seacret products is actually helping their families and stuff. But we have one amazing testimony from Phoenix, Arizona, and I know I'll let her just share her story, and I thank you for being on this call just to share your story about the products, what it did for you, what it did for your life, and I know it's going to relate to some of the people in this call. And thank you. I want to welcome you guys, Diane Stokes, based on Phoenix, Arizona, to just share her testimony about our products in Seacret. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you, Dennis, and thank you for allowing me to be on this call today. My name is Diane Stokes. As you said, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I actually have two testimonies to share. One is about psoriasis, and the other is about a foot injury that I sustained recently. As far as my psoriasis story, I have had a serious case of psoriasis with large lesions on my legs, my elbows, my hands, my back, on my face, and I've had it for like 25 years. And I've used many, many products over the years and medical treatments, and nothing has really made a major difference. It's always itchy, red, and many times bleeding. In September, I started using the mud soap, the mud mask, and the body butter. Well, I noticed immediate results just from using the body butter because it was the first lotion I have ever used, and I've tried hundreds, that did not leave my skin dry almost immediately. It was very soft and very supple. I just really couldn't believe it. In the months that I've been using it, I feel like I have like a 95% improvement in my skin. And this is amazing because in the wintertime it's usually worse. So, and it was funny because I had 5 secret agents at my house a week ago, and we were talking about the products, and I mentioned how much I love the salt scrub and the improvement in my psoriasis. And so I showed the gals my legs, and Carol Reel, who was here, and she was the first one to apply mud mask on my psoriasis even before I joined Seacret, and she actually fell on her knees in surprise as to how much improvement that there actually was on my skin, and she just couldn't believe it. And Karen Johnson, who was also here, said, "What psoriasis? I don't see anything." So I believe the improvement is probably even better than I've noticed, and it really works, and I am so happy for this exemplary product, and it really, really has made a difference in my skin and also in the quality of my life. And then my second story is about the salt scrub. When I got my first jar of salt scrub, I thought, 2 baths, and this is probably going to be pretty much empty. Because I was used to taking baths and using like a cup of salt in them. And my friend Sue Hill, who is also an agent, told me, well, she just uses less than a tablespoon in her bath, and she really likes it. So I tried it, and I was pleasantly surprised with those results. Well, I just got just a very clean and holistic detox feeling from it. But the real story was when I dropped a tray from an overhead cupboard, and it hit the top of my bare foot really hard. And I almost passed out from the pain. It was so severe. Well, we were going to the Malats that night, and I had to get over it and had to get moving. So we got everything together, and we went. But as the evening progressed, I felt my foot swelling inside of my boot to the point where I couldn't even wiggle my toes anymore, and it was so painful. Well, shortly after that, we left, and I could hardly put any pressure on that leg. And after I got home, I took off my boot, and I noticed how swollen my foot was, and the pain was very, very bad. Well, I went to bed, and I was very concerned because we were leaving on a cruise in 5 days, and I was picturing myself being pushed around in a wheelchair. And the next morning when I got up, it was even worse. I couldn't put any pressure on my foot, and actually I had to hop to the bathroom. Well, my husband said, I think you need to go to emergency and have that x-rayed. And I said, before I do that, let me try these salt scrubs and see if they'll do anything. So I soaked my feet in a foot bath with the salts for about 40 minutes, and I also used the mud soap to wash and massage my feet. Well, I was totally surprised when I finished that the swelling just seemed to be gone, and I could walk with just a slight limp. There was pain, but it was bearable. And then I noticed about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I realized I wasn't even limping anymore, and I didn't even have any pain. I could not believe that I was so miserable and in so much pain in the morning, and in just 6 hours later, it was totally fine. I sure have a new appreciation for the Seacret Salt Scrub now. Well, the bottom line is that I love Seacret products, and I love this great company, and I just want to again thank you for the opportunity to share my testimony. So thank you. Back to you, Dennis.